first place. Psychics can tell you all kinds of nice things about you, but only Christians can see God's original intention over you and call you that which is not as though it is right now. Treat you in a heart culture of your true eternal form as if you're completely worthy today, even if you're completely off track. Jesus treated everyone around them like they were in their fully redeemed form. And he did it in illegal ways to the culture. It blows me away. Some of the things he does now still blow me away. I'm like, are we really going to do that? Okay. I went out to dinner with a group of billionaires, and which isn't common for me. It sounds like I would go to dinner with a group of billionaires. You know, I was like in shock going, I'm with these people right now, and they're like interested in me, and I have no idea why. This is totally a Holy Spirit moment. It's the 1 Corinthians 1, like I'm talking about 2, but 1 says, not many of you were anything before he saved you, but he chose the weakest things of the world to put his wisdom on display. That's where I was that night. I was like, hi, guys. I'm in shorts and flip-flops. You guys are all in suits, you know. And we went to one of the nicest restaurants in the city, in this Southeast Asian place. And one of them, he knows me, and he wanted to see what would happen if he brought some of his friends together, just see if God would show up. But there was no pressure. There was no performance on me. He just was like, I love the way you love. I'm going to bring some people I know who are Christians but aren't really practicing. And so one of the couples actually had built a multi-million-dollar church out of obligation because they felt that's what you're supposed to do as religious people. And they were elders in the church. And after they had a lot of grape juice, they were free-flowing in how they were talking. And I was like, this is interesting because they're like bitterness and like stuff is coming out of their heart, but it's just one-liners. It's not like they're going deep. But they're like, well, you know, like Jesus is just a historic figure. This is the third time it's happened to me with a billionaire. Whether Jesus is just, you know, like I forget if they were the ones who said he didn't really raise from the dead, if they were the ones who were like, you know, religion is good because it keeps people in order. I think that's what the ones they were. And the guy has a degree in theology as well as a PhD in business and has built a multi-million-dollar church out of his wealth. He doesn't believe in Jesus. So I'm sitting there, and I knew I couldn't argue, and I just thought, this is why I'm here. And I just tapped into, Father, this is where you get to show up big. And it's okay if we just have dinner and you don't show up, but I'm anticipating that the only reason I'm in this country for this time is for this man and this woman to meet with you. So what do you want to do? And he said, he has a 16-year-old daughter. This is her name. And I got a complete download, not just like the name, not just that he's a daughter. I could see the daughter. I could feel the daughter. I could feel she's at war in herself with her purpose. She has purpose depression. All of her friends are like flying in their purpose. They have huge sense of self and destiny. And she's completely confused. And I could feel the father going, ooh, I'm going to fix this. I have a plan for her life. It's like this neurology, you know, going back and forth, but it's spirituality, the Spirit of God coming back and forth from his mind to my spirit, to his mind to my spirit. And I'm like, I know her. I feel like I've been friends with her all my life. I feel like it's just this weird feeling, you know. And all of a sudden I go, I don't know how to answer you, but I know about your daughter. This is her name, and she's 16 years old. Is that true? And he said, yes. And I said, she has purpose depression. I've never even used that term before. She has purpose depression. All of her friends know what they're supposed to do. She doesn't know what she's supposed to do. But God has such a calling and a destiny in her life. Jesus, who you think isn't alive right now, told me this and showed me. And they're both crying as I'm saying this. I said, he cares what you care about more than you care. And they're crying, and immediately, like by the end of the dinner, they're like, how are we going to build a kingdom? Jesus is so good. Like everything they ever believed was locked in, you know? And I'm like, in one meal, they'd been raised in the church. They knew the scriptures frontwards and backwards, but it was alive after that meal because the person that they cared most about, that was the most wounded, hurting person, had the opportunity to come alive because of this word.